All right, hello wine drinking people. Today is April Fool's Day, April 1st, Friday, and we've got a slow week of events this week, so not a lot going on, but we've got a full lineup next week. 3 events. We've got Huey right here in the store on Monday night. Wednesday night, we've got Ribeiro del Duero here, and then Friday night, Alex Gamble tasting here again at the store. All 3 events going on at the Wine Watch next week. All right, well, what have I got to sell you today? You know how much I love dessert wines. You know how much I love sweet wines, like Sauternes, one of the greatest of all sweet wines. This is from the region of Bordeaux, and Sauternes is just south of the city of Bordeaux. And one of the things that's unique about the wines of Sauternes is they are left on the vines to rot, and they're infected with this noble rot, which is known as Botrytis cerea, and this is what makes Sauternes what they are. There's a couple different ways you can make fortified wine. You can arrest the fermentation of the alcohol by adding in alcohol, which kills off the yeast cells before they're finished fermenting all the sugar into alcohol. That's how they do it in port. Or you can just pick the grapes very, very ripe with a lot of sugar like they do in Sauternes. And usually when you make a fine Sauternes, because they dry the grapes, you get about 1/4 as much wine. So if you think one vine is going to make a bottle of wine in a normal situation with a high-end, high-quality wine using low-yield techniques, one vine is going to make just 1 glass of wine when it comes to Sauternes. So very expensive to make the great sweet wines of Bordeaux. And one of the things that those grapes lose when they shrivel up is water concentration. So you kick up the sugar concentration. These wines have got a ton of residual sugar. But one of the things that you need in great wines and a great vintage is balanced acidity. And all great sweet wines, although they have a ton of residual, also have a load of acidity. So the wines actually finish dry. Last year we had Bill Blatch. He's one of the kind of the Indiana Jones Bordeaux value hunter. That's what he's been dubbed. He's got a company called Bordeaux Gold. He specializes in Sauternes. This is the love of his life, and I love to do business with people that specialize in a certain subject because they tend to bring you superior products. And Bill has brought this to us, this Fleur d'Or, the subject of this email today. It has the classic candied pineapple nose you get out of a young Sauternes. Just a hint of that honey character. If you notice the Reusac here, this wine's 1990. Notice that amber color. This is starting to turn. That's what happens when Sauternes start to drink at or near their peak. They have this lovely honeyed character to them. That is due to the botrytis, that noble rot. But we got a great selection of Sauternes other than this 09 Fleur d'Or, which even though it's very young, it's drinking beautifully white. Right now it has a lovely freshness to it. One of the things I love about Sauternes, you can drink them young, unlike some of the red Bordeaux's, which can be a little bit difficult to drink young, and some of the whites. The Sauternes, to me, drink beautifully from day one, and then you can keep them 20, 30, 40 years or more. These are the dinosaurs of Bordeaux. These wines will last. They'll outlive you and your children, probably. But the 09 vintage, I don't know if you've heard, Parker's called it the greatest vintage he's ever reviewed in Bordeaux. And great because it was great for red, white, and sweet wines, just like 2005. It rarely happens that Bordeaux hits the trifecta like this, and is great for all 3 types of wines that they make there. So some great stuff on this offer. Going back to 1970, we've got some great old Sauternes in half bottles and full bottles here. Check it out. I'm your host, Andrew Lamposoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.